Hi, my name is Jordan Burrs and welcome back to iGen. In this video we're going to be discussing the advantages and disadvantages of an omni-channel approach. So let's dive right in. An omni-channel approach is great for customer service, but it is very difficult to implement. Omnichannel requires a fine-tuned system that functions across multiple channels, mostly in-store and online. No matter where the customer interacts with the company, it feels the same, the experience is the same. This strategy should not be confused with a multi-channel approach, which only uses a few of these channels to gain customers and engage with the customer. An omnichannel approach has everything working in sync. For example, if a client orders something online, they should be able to pick up that package in store without any problems. We spoke about this in our last video when we were giving the example of Nordstrom. If you order one of their products online, you have the option to go and pick it up at any brick and mortar store, or you have the option to ask them to deliver it straight to your door. So how we're going to do this is that I'm going to give one pro and then I'm going to give one con. These two should sort of counteract each other just so that we stay very objective. But yes, as I stated in my previous video, I am of the opinion that everyone should, or every retail business should, look at the implementation of an omni-channel approach if they are looking to future-proof their business against any unforeseen event such as a global pandemic. The first pro being that customers have better access to products. When a customer has the option to buy a product anywhere, they'll have a better experience with more than one option. There's a stat that says 54% of shoppers claim they are more likely to do business with a brand that uses multiple channels rather than one that only uses one, such as a brick and mortar store. By a brand having a presence in the physical form, such as a brick and mortar store or an online store, enhances the brand recognition and loyalty. Customer retention is easier, cheaper and more efficient than attracting new customers. So what this is basically saying is that by having an omni-channel approach, it gives the customer base that you have already acquired more options, and thus they have a higher chance of sticking around and keeping with your brand. Now on to con number one. More channels opens the door to online competition. This can obviously be expected. The more channels you open, the more competition you're going to run in. Competition with other stores or brands is always an uphill battle. When you offer multiple sales channels, as stated, you have more competitors. If customers like something in a showroom, they can pull out their phone and compare it in a shop. Let's say you're in a Sportsman's Warehouse and I'm looking for a Kookaburra cricket bat. I see that it is, let's say, for example, 1,000 Rand in Sportsman's. I can quickly jump on my phone and go and check Mr. Price Sports and see, oh, it's only 850 Rand there. I would rather go to Mr. Price than Sportsman's. So opening up that online space, that omni-channel approach, will obviously lead to more competition with other brands. The problem is, as well, is that there aren't many ways to get around this problem of competition. This is where the brand loyalty and recognition is so important. You basically need to convince customers to choose you over a Mr. Price Sport. You can do this by offering discounts for loyal customers, providing a certain percentage off for online purchases, in-store pickup, and increase your number of buyers. So the takeaway from this point is that there's always going to be competition. The more channels you open yourself up to, the higher the degree of competition will be. What you need to focus on is keeping your brand recognition and loyalty as high as you can by incentivizing your customers to buy your products. The second pro, customers spend more time and money in your store. Being an omni-channel business already gives you an edge up on your competitors because it is incentive for customers to choose you. You're making their lives a whole lot easier by going to them, by making sure that each interaction with them is tailored to their individual needs. And by doing this and offering your inventory on multiple channels can lead to more web traffic, which could produce more in-store sales. Think about it, if I'm on my Instagram page, we'll take Nordstrom Sandstorm for another example, and I'm on that Instagram post and I like that top, I send it to one of my friends to check out, then they are more likely to buy that product. Shoppers who only focus on physical or online stores, not both at once, will still be drawn in with an omni-channel offering. More incentives to shop in store, online or both at once can create more omni-channel shoppers for your pool of customers. Urban Outfitters is a prime example of a successful omni-channel strategy. Urban Outfitters omni-channel shoppers, so the customers that use multiple platforms to buy their products, spend 3.5 times more money than their regular customers. So that right there shows the value of having an omni-channel approach, creating that pool of customers that are loyal to your brand, that run through your omni-channel approach. Now, on to con number 2. Multiple channels leads to weaker margins. And an omnichannel approach seems like it should command a higher profit margin. However, each channel comes with expenses. Storage, packing, and delivery of inventory from multiple sites cost money. One such solution involves company vehicles. An example, in 2016, small work van sales in the US went up by 8%, but large van sales grew 18% in just a single quarter. Other businesses have already sought out solutions to increase their margins. Adding extra storage space and faster delivery also helps. This is expected when opening a new channel. Of course, there's going to be expenses that weren't once there, so you just need to analyze it and make sure that the channel that you are opening is beneficial to your company. If you are making a profit off that channel, then by all means go ahead, but you do need to be careful that you are opening the right channels at the right time and not expanding too quickly. Now on to our last pro. More flexibility saves time. Omnichannel distribution strategy means keeping track of everything across multiple platforms. If customers can pick up an online purchase from a store, they should also be able to return the same product, even to a different location. The flexibility of options boosts customer satisfaction and sales. So again, being able to be more flexible. According to Accenture, 75% of B2B customers, business-to-business customers, are more likely to make additional purchases from the same companies if their omnichannel strategy works well. Additionally, 72% of business-to-business companies in the same survey said they value their omnichannel customers more, primarily because they quickly become loyal and are more easily pleased. Once again, harping on the fact that a loyal customer base that uses an omnichannel strategy or approach is super valuable in business. Then finally, onto our last con. Omnichannel relies on open communication. I'm sure you can see this coming from the last pro. Having the ability to be more flexible and allowing your customers more options when they are shopping, and in terms of the return process, relies deeply on a very pinpoint communication strategy. Everyone needs to know what's going on at all times, otherwise this could quickly all fall apart. So those are the 3 pros and cons that I'm putting forward. Hopefully you can make an opinion or form an opinion for yourself. For me, it's quite obvious and quite blatant. Retail businesses need to have an omnichannel approach. Let me leave you with this final thought. Technology has impacted the way we shop. A company unable to merge online and offline platforms is less competitive. To get ahead, an omnichannel distribution strategy is necessary. Preparedness is crucial for making this potential successful transition. I hope you enjoyed this video and took something out of it that you can apply into your own business, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll be discussing how to identify if you need an omnichannel approach.